In the city of Cyprus in 300 BC, there lived a wealthy trader named Zeno. While on a voyage from Phoenicia to Piraeus, his boat sank, taking all his cargo with it. Because of that single event, one entirely beyond Zeno's or anyone's control, this very wealthy man suddenly became poor in an instant. Imagine you were Zeno. How would you react to seeing your entire life's work vanish in moments due to the sheer force of nature? What is the proper reaction? Would you be angry? Sad? Would you feel that life had cheated you? For most of us, these reactions would be normal, but not for Zeno, the father of Stoicism. One small change can last an eternity, and one small reframing of your mindset can cascade into larger and more impactful changes later. The core of Stoicism is the very definition of acceptance and indifference. After reading the works of Socrates and other great philosophers, Zeno founded and taught Stoicism. According to him, while we don't have much control over what happens to us, we do have control over how it affects us. We must use this control wisely. Rather than lamenting over spilled milk, or in this case, drowned goods, Zeno focused on maintaining his composure, remaining calm and neutral despite his predicament. Today, people often view Stoics as unbreakable individuals, people who don't experience emotional extremes, such as fits of rage or bouts of anxiety. But the original idea behind Stoicism was much more than that. Rather than just describing people as unemotional, Stoicism was a way to view, describe, and understand the world. It was a way of life, and that way of life has lasted for centuries. Stoic philosophy can be applied to modern situations, just as it was thousands of years ago, and its benefits are just as impactful. Stoicism allows us to process negative emotions from negative experiences and turn them into insights that give us a unique perspective on the world. Perspective is everything, and everyone has different experiences and, therefore, different perspectives. The early Stoics gathered, discussed, and taught philosophy in public spaces, ensuring their principles were widely known. They believed Stoic teachings could benefit everyone, so they saw no reason to confine them to the four walls of a school or palace courtyard. As a result, anyone from slaves to emperors could learn and practice Stoicism, and many did. Some of history's most notable Stoics include Epictetus, whose name translates to acquired, because he was once a slave, Seneca, a renowned statesman, and Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and one of the most powerful men to have ever lived. The early Stoics practiced what they preached, opposing all forms of segregation and leading the fight against inequality. They even coined the word cosmopolitan, meaning citizen of the world. Today, we associate this word with diverse cities like New York, Toronto, Dubai, and London, precisely the type of unity and togetherness the Stoics envisioned. At the time Stoicism was founded, women were not allowed to pursue philosophy, but the Stoics disagreed with this entirely. Musonius Rufus, Epictetus's teacher, once said, "It is not men alone who possess eagerness and a natural inclination towards virtue, but women also. Women are pleased no less than men by noble and just deeds, and reject the opposite of such actions. Since that is so, why is it appropriate for men to seek out and examine how they might live well? That is, to practice philosophy, but not women." Even when it was unpopular, Stoicism welcomed women as students and philosophers in their own right. Why do so many people adopt Stoicism as a way of life? In a world full of unexpected events, our emotions can often get in the way. In reality, we don't become sad simply because bad things happen. We become sad because unexpected bad things happen. Rain, for instance, is good. It waters plants, provides drinking water for livestock, and maintains the ecosystem. But if a dark cloud catches you outside without an umbrella, it's an unpleasant experience. So why don't we cry every time it rains? Because we expect it, we know it's unavoidable. And although it's inconvenient, the rain eventually passes and the sun returns. Stoicism teaches us to expect that anything bad that can happen will happen. By anticipating the worst possible outcome and accepting that it could occur, we reduce its impact when it does. One Stoic exercise, voluntary discomfort, is designed to increase gratitude. It involves intentionally placing oneself in uncomfortable situations, sleeping on the floor, taking cold showers instead of hot ones, or eating only potatoes for a few days. These exercises help cultivate resilience by proving that no matter how hard life gets, survival is possible with the right mindset. Indirectly, they prepare us mentally for future misfortunes. In today's world, where advertisements constantly push the idea that happiness depends on having the latest trends, looking a certain way, or earning a certain amount of money, the Stoic message is more relevant than ever. From birth, we are taught at home, in school, and through personal experience. However, these three sources often teach us different lessons. Should we internalize all of them? If we do, we may unknowingly set unrealistic expectations, leading to disappointment and dissatisfaction. Instead, we should focus on improving ourselves for our own sake, without external validation. Attaching happiness to external things often leads to disappointment. Many people attempt to fill emotional voids with material possessions, buying expensive cars, big houses, or even starting a family, not for intrinsic fulfillment, but for external validation. Stoicism warns against this, teaching that placing happiness in the hands of external forces is a mistake. Cars break down, natural disasters destroy homes, and divorce rates rise. True happiness must come from within. Seneca wrote, "Learning to live with less will create space in your life for the things that truly matter." Instead of seeking wealth and status, Stoics emphasize controlling one's reaction to life's events. This is the dichotomy of control, the most important principle in Stoic philosophy. Epictetus put it best: "The chief task in life is simply this: to identify and separate matters so that I can say clearly to myself which are externals not under my control, and which have to do with the choices I actually control." A true Stoic does not measure success by financial gain, but by effort and personal growth. The four virtues of Stoicism: 1. Wisdom, the ability to distinguish between what we can control and what we cannot, choosing our response wisely. As Viktor Frankl said, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. 2. Courage. Two words: persist and resist. 3. Temperance. Practicing moderation and doing more with less. While billionaires compete for the top spot on the wealth list, Stoics believe that true wealth is having what is essential and nothing more. 4. Justice. The most important virtue, instructing us to do no harm, as we are all born to help one another, not just ourselves. Stoicism in action. Nelson Mandela, one of the world's most renowned leaders, practiced Stoic principles. During his 27-year imprisonment for fighting apartheid, he read Marcus Aurelius's works. When released, rather than seeking revenge, he chose to rebuild his nation, recognizing that the past was beyond his control. He urged his people to move forward and create a better future. This is the way of the Stoic. The modern relevance of Stoicism. Stoicism is at the core of modern therapies like rational emotive behavioral therapy, REBT, and logotherapy. REBT challenges negative thought patterns and replaces them with healthier beliefs, while logotherapy asserts that meaning and purpose drive human fulfillment. By shifting our mindset, detaching from external expectations, and focusing on self-worth, we can lead happier, more fulfilling lives. Stoicism helps us navigate life's storms with resilience. And if our ship sinks, we can take solace in knowing we lived well, regardless of how long we had hoped. I hope you like my video. If you like my video, please subscribe my channel and don't forget press the bell icon. Thanks.